Hey guys, back with another video on You're Not Alone. Please like, comment, subscribe. Really helps me to get on the algorithm. But in today's video, I just want to talk about if you are a good, authentic person, you're going to have a hard time moving through life, because to be honest, the good people are like outnumbered. I've always thought to myself, like, man, is everyone just like out for themselves, a bad person, a narcissistic demon? But then along the way, like, I have met like genuine good people that think like me and move like me and haven't done me wrong. And by meeting those people, it made me see that, okay, there are other good people out there. It's not just me. But I rarely meet these types of people. It's so crazy. Like, I think in real life, I probably met like 3. And when I say like the 3 people I've met, I mean like chosen. They really ride for other people. They hardly like think of themselves. They're always trying to think about like how they can better the lives of other people. Like, you can still have like good people out here that still do bad and stupid shit to you. Like, I've noticed that. Like, I've came under the realization that you can love me, but you can still do me wrong. And that's still scary to think about, you get me? Because in the midst of it, you don't know how these people are going to react when push comes to shove. You don't know how these people are going to react when they have the option to either choose you or the other person. And that's why I feel like loyalty is just fleeting in this world. And it just makes me not want to like conversate and move with people. And I said it in my previous video, like, I can't talk to most people for that fear. I have to resort to going onto the internet to find like other like-minded people that think like me. And the fear within that is like, you just never really know a person. And that's why humans and human nature, it's so fickle. It makes me just think that humanity is like doomed at a point. I hate that we got free will. No, I'm not even gonna say that. Free will is good because then we could just go and just like create the dream life for ourselves. But I just feel like a majority of people is doing what they can to get to the top, and they don't really care who they can stomp down to get to the top. Said in previous videos, society is built off of sociopaths and narcissists. And you got to realize the people at the top, I always look at them like, okay, what did you do to get up there? What did you do to get to that point? How many people did you have to screw over? And I'm really not trying to move with that mindset. And I'm pretty sure there's good people out there that are at the top. But like I always say, it's going to be like a small minority. And that's why I can't really trust all these rich people that try to put out like things to help people, if that makes sense. The rich people get on like these videos, you try to motivate people and all these different things. It's just scary to see. And these are the people that run the world. If these are the people that's running the world and that behavior looks acceptable, then what's stopping everybody else from just saying that, hey, I'm just going to be like this person? Because I see if I be like this person, it's going to get me to the top. To be a good and genuine person, it is hard. I'm not going to lie. There's times when I'm like, if I do this, it will better me, but at what cost? Me screwing over somebody else, me feeling bad about it. It's just a nasty feeling. And sometimes, and I battle with these thoughts a lot, I kind of hate that I think this way. I kind of hate that I'm a genuine, empathetic, authentic person, because when it comes down to being ruthless and it comes down to make that decision to get me to that next level, I can't make it. I cannot make it. And what's even worse, because the good people are outnumbered and a large majority of people are moving the way that they're moving, because you're a good person, they look at you like you're the bad guy. Because I hold myself to a higher standard, because I'm trying to move in this Christ-like path, I'm labeled the bad guy. And it just sucks, because this path, you're going to deal with a whole lot of bullshit. And I've seen people try to walk this path and keep getting shitstorm after shitstorm, and they hop off of it. They're like, you know what? F this. I'm going to my villain era. I'm going to be a demon. Because a lot of people operate in the mindset of, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's why we're outnumbered. Because society makes it very hard for you to want to stay a good person, for you to stay an authentic person. If everyone is looking at everyone as everyone's out for themselves, it takes a really strong character and a strong will to be like, all right, I see everyone going this way, but I'm still going to remain in my authentic self. And that just scares me. It really scares me. It scares me to see how society's going to be in the future. It scares me because I don't want to bring a kid into this world and they have to go through all the same BS that I went through. And Man, I'm just ranting to you guys right now, but it's just things I see time and time again, and society is not getting any better. If anything, it's getting worse. I just see people getting older, and instead of them working on themselves, they regress into worse people. It's really crazy. And also, too, I feel like society, because we like to put people that have titles on a pedestal, and we got to realize that just because that person has a title, whether it be a parent, a doctor, a teacher, any of these titles that they have placed in society, you got to realize that those titles don't mean shit. At the end of the day, we're still humans, and society masks like all this like animalistic behavior. Because you got to realize when we were born, before society and everything like that, it started out like that, like survival of the fittest. I'm looking out for myself. If you don't get it, cool, get out the way. I'm going to screw you over. I'm just worried about myself and the people like around me, like probably my wife and my kid. Even though we evolved as a society, subconsciously, a lot of people still have that mindset. So just because someone is a parent doesn't mean that's going to make that person automatically a good person. If anything, I see parents moving even worse with their kids. They're thinking about themselves, and I'd be thinking, like, if you were a parent, why, if you were thinking that way, why would you bring a kid into this world? Why would you bring a kid into this world and put your narcissistic tendencies on them? You're responsible for a whole life, and just the 18 years you have with that kid, you putting your bad parenting on them can mess them up for life. And I've seen it time and time again. So just don't think because they have the title of parent, they're good. Don't think just because they have the title of like their boss, doctors, and all these different things, they're good. The more I have discernment, the more I move through life, the more people do these stupid things to me in these same titles, and they move in a way where they've perfected it, and I gotta respect them for it. Because the way people be moving with me, they do the stupid shit, and if I call them out on the behavior, I am the one that's labeled the bad guy, if that makes sense. Sometimes I call things out like that someone does, and then you have these flying monkeys around them. They're backing up that bad decision of the person, but because I see through the illusion, and because I speak up and say something, everyone turns on me for it. Because I'm trying to stand up for myself, because I'm trying to call out the bullshit. And they call me out on it because subconsciously, everyone knows a game is being played. And if I put a flashlight on that game, people are looking at me like I'm standing out from the Matrix. Why is he speaking up? Play the game or get out the way and just let us play the game. You get me? And it's just hard. It's very, very hard, especially like when you're working 9 to 5, you're trying to escape the Matrix. My main goal is to really escape this Matrix, make as much money as I can, and disappear from society. And that's giving me solace in the fact that I know I'm eventually going to get there. Because with this whole battle, spiritual warfare, and us being outnumbered, I could only do so much. You get me? Like, I'm still a human being at the end of the day. I know I'm super spiritual, but at the end of the day, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. There's only so much I can take before I blow a gasket. You get me? And I remain positive. I do all my self-care things. But once I get my money, I'm disappearing from society. And the frustrating part about it is I can't just do this by my lonesome. Because for one, isolation is super dangerous. I don't recommend you guys doing that. And two, it's like I still got to go out there and work a 9 to 5 and be around these demons, these people. You get me? It's just crazy. The more I think about it, the more frustrating it gets. But I stay positive in the fact of knowing that I'm protected by God. Me being on steamer attention, me doing meditation, journaling, it gives me spiritual protection. So I'm not getting as destroyed as I did in the past, because a higher power is watching over me and making sure that these people can't do too much bad for me. You get me? But I can still rant and just tell you guys my thoughts of it's super frustrating when you're trying to move as a good person in this world and you just see everyone just doing the opposite. You get me? But I also like to, you can't know good without bad, and you can't know bad without good. And I say that term to say that when I meet an actual good person, it's even more ecstatic. I get a little bit more ecstasy from meeting a good person, because for one, I think to myself like, oh, there's actual good people out there. And then two, I just have respect for that person, because like I said, to move like that in a world where everyone is choosing to go the opposite way, it's just so much respect. And you got to respect a person like that because they have so much character, authenticity, And you just realize too that no one's going to escape this life without some battle scars, without getting some trauma. So to meet a genuine good person that's still smiling, that's still staying positive amidst all the bullshit, that is very rare. And if you guys have any of those people in your life, you really got to keep them in your corner. But like I said, title of this video, we are outnumbered. When people are doing BS to you and you guys feel super frustrated, just know you're not alone. Just know that what you're seeing, trust your intuition. Don't let these people gaslight you. Don't let these people think that you're crazy. Just find ways to spiritually protect yourself and just disconnect from it all and realize that wherever you're at, it's just a pit stop to where you're ultimately going to get at. But yeah, guys, if you guys found any value in this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. I'll catch you guys on the next video.